You ever get that feeling that protecting your privacy online is just a losing battle? Like the game is completely rigged? Well, you're not wrong. But what if we could rebuild our digital world from the ground up with our safety baked right in from the very beginning? Okay, let's dive into this really powerful idea called privacy by design. So, first things first, we gotta understand the real problem here. The digital world we live in today, well, it wasn't built to protect us by default. In fact, a lot of the time, it's the total opposite. And this quote from privacy expert R. Jason Cronk just nails it. It's not just you feeling this way. The system itself creates this huge power imbalance. So let's break down what that actually means. Okay, so this whole power imbalance thing, it really comes down to four big problems. First up, information asymmetry. Think about it. They know everything they're doing with your data, but what do we get? These ridiculously long, confusing privacy policies, right? Then you've got this double whammy: power imbalance and resource disparity. I mean, they've got armies of lawyers and tech wizards, and we've got, well, just us. And the last one, and this one's huge, is the scale disadvantage. If your data gets leaked, it's a massive deal for you, a total crisis. For the giant company, it's just a blip on a spreadsheet. All right, so the system's broken, we all feel it, so what do? Patching holes isn't going to cut it anymore. We need to start with a totally new blueprint, a whole new way of thinking. And that's where privacy by design comes in. It sounds complex, but the idea is actually super simple, and honestly, pretty revolutionary. Privacy shouldn't be some extra feature you have to dig for in the settings. Nope. It needs to be part of the DNA of the tech, woven right in from the very first line of code all the way to the end. And this whole idea has a real champion, a real architect, Dr. Anne Cavouchian. When she was the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario, she's the one who really formalized this and gave us the framework that, honestly, is changing how the world thinks about our data. Okay, so how does this actually work? What's the plan? Well, Dr. Cavouchian didn't just give us an idea, she gave us a blueprint. 7 core principles for building tech that actually has our backs. And the first one, this is a big one. It's a complete shift in how you think about things. Be proactive, not reactive. So instead of waiting for some privacy nightmare to happen and then scrambling to clean up the mess, you actually think ahead. You anticipate the problems and design things to stop them before they even start. And if you want a perfect and honestly super creepy example of why being reactive is so dangerous, look no further than this app called Girls Around Me. It took public check-in data from Foursquare and basically created a stalker's dream tool, showing the real-time location of women. It was horrifying. Now, Foursquare did react, they shut down access, but it was too late. The damage was done. A proactive privacy by design approach would have stopped this in its tracks. Someone would have asked the simple question, hey, how could someone abuse this? And they would have built protections in from day one. You see, that whole proactive mindset, it leads right into the next batch of principles. And these are all about the user experience, about putting you back in the driver's seat. This is what it should feel like to use technology. Imagine this. Privacy is the default. You're safe from the get-go. No need to go on a scavenger hunt through settings menus. Imagine systems that are actually transparent and tell you in plain English what's going on. That's what it means. It means the technology is built to put your interests first. Period. Okay, but let's be real for a second. Is this just a nice idea, or can it actually work for businesses? For the people building this stuff? Well, the next principles show that yeah, it's not only realistic, it's actually a much smarter way to build things. For so long, we've been sold this lie, right? This false choice that you have to pick privacy or cool features, security or a good user experience. Privacy by design just throws that whole idea out the window. It's about positive sum thinking, not zero sum. You can have both, privacy and great features. It's not about making a sacrifice, it's about being a better, more creative designer. And this all rests on 2 last, really crucial technical pillars. 1. Privacy is embedded in the design. It's not an afterthought you tack on at the very end. It's part of the core architecture. And 2, end-to-end security. Your data is protected for its entire life cycle, from the second you create it to the second it's gone for good. These aren't just add-ons, you see. This is the foundation of the whole thing. So, look, this is way more than just a nice idea on paper. This has become a full-blown global movement, and it's got real legal teeth. I mean, just look at how this thing grew. Dr. Kavakian finalizes the principles in 2009. By 2012, the FTC in the US is recommending it. And then comes the big one, 2016. Europe's GDPR writes it into law. It literally mandates data protection by design and by default. It's not a suggestion anymore. For a huge part of the world, it's the law. Okay, so let's address a common criticism you hear. People say, yeah, this sounds great, but it's all kind of vague, isn't it? You know, engineers want a checklist, something concrete. Is it just a buzzword? Well, the official response is that the flexibility is totally intentional. It's a feature, not a bug. The point isn't to give everyone a rigid set of rules. It's to give designers and builders a framework, a set of guideposts, so they can get creative and find the best way to integrate privacy into whatever they're building. All right, let's pull all these threads together. At the end of the day, why does this matter so much to you and me? It really boils down to one simple truth. Asking every single person to be a privacy expert just doesn't work. It's a failed model. And it's not just because the system is rigged, it's also because our own brains kind of work against us here. Think about it. We're all wired with these cognitive biases. There's the optimism bias. Oh, that one happened to me. Then there's complexity avoidance. You see a privacy policy that's as long as a novel, and what do? You click agree without reading. We all do it. And maybe the biggest one of all is the status quo bias. We just don't change the default settings because it's easier. The way things are designed now, these very human traits are basically exploited. And this is the whole point, the crucial takeaway. Privacy by design flips the script. It shifts the burden of protection from you, the user, onto the people who design the systems. It says that safety should be built in, that products should be safe right out of the box. You shouldn't need a PhD in cybersecurity just to use your phone. So, that leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? This isn't just some theory anymore. We have a blueprint for a safer internet. We know a better way is possible. The question is, now that you know about it, what are you going to start demanding from the tech in your life?